sisters across the world. It's a great privilege and honor to be here, and then we thank God for the gift of life, for the gift of health. Glory be to God Almighty, who has actually um, counted us among the living. So let me know where you're joining this live broadcast from. So I decided to seize today that today is a public holiday in Nigeria. For those who are still killing their salaram, please don't forget to DHL my own RAM wherever you are across the world. All right, so thank you very much. Let me know where you're joining from. In case you are coming across this video for the first time, this is a property real estate YouTube talk show where we talk about everything you need to know about real estate investments. And in other subsequent videos that we'll be having, by God's grace, we are also going to be here. Today is going to be the final week of our live session. By the special grace of God, so this is going to be so the next live session will be coming on Tuesday. Okay, so please be informed, and let's talk about it. So please give me a like. Please like this video, and of course you can also share this broadcast. And of course the replayed version will be on my timeline on my YouTube channel. So if you have missed any important session, you can always go back to it. Thank you. Please give us a like and share. So today we are going to be talking about how to avoid fraudulent real estate deals in Ibeju Lekki. But before I go further, please let me know where you are joining us from. Please let's make this as interactive as possible. All right, so let's make it as interactive as possible. Good afternoon, where you're watching us across the world. So while I'm waiting for people to join, let us make it as interactive as possible. So let's talk about Ibeju Lekki, like we've always been doing. And of course, I'll also be talking about other regions. I'm also going to be talking about the Lagos mainland. I'm going to be talking extending our area of influence to Ibadan, Abeokuta, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and other states where real estate investments also matters. So we're going to be taking this as gradual as possible. Thank you for joining us today. All right, so let's talk about how to avoid fraudulent real estate investment in Ibeju Lekki. Now, the first thing I want every real estate investor to understand basically is that the real estate industry is like a war zone. So I'm going to start by giving that kind of expression and a broad understanding of what the industry is. It's like a war zone, or let me also liken it to like the survival of the fittest. And it is the survival of the fittest because everybody seems to be targeting the same audience. And what is that audience that everybody is targeting? Diasporan investors like you. And because of the fact that there is preference for the diasporan market, it is generally believed, that the diasporan investors have money. They can afford properties in Lagos, Nigeria. That is not to say that every real estate investment offers that is being presented to you can be fraudulent. I would not want to make that kind of assertion because it is very important that whenever we are making important and valuable points like this, we try as much as we can to give an elaborative and of course objective analysis, so that if you intend to do your own personal your personal due diligence, you'll be able to do that. So it's like a survival of the fittest. And if you have been following me very closely in some of the videos I've been doing, I've also explained further that the industry is tagged as the new oil. Real estate in Nigeria is the new oil because it is highly profitable and excessively rewarding. So I'll be very direct with my choice of word. And one thing you must understand basically is that as long as the Lagos State real estate market is concerned, there are some important things every real estate investors needs to understand. Okay, and so one of the things I'll be talking about today is how to avoid fraudulent real estate offers, or should I say how to avoid fraudulent real estate deal. And today, like I've always been doing, I'm not going to be leaving any stone unturned. Yesterday I talked extensively about what you need to know about the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, and the reactions I got yesterday is quite encouraging, and that is why I've decided to eat another dimension today. The things that you may not be aware will be clearly and broadly revealed to you today. So in case you are joining us, please give us a like, share this video, call your friends and family who may be off duty today to please be part of this broadcast, and do well to subscribe if you have been following us and you have not subscribed to this channel. Please do well to do that so that we can share and learn a lot. Please comment me on the video as I'm talking. So let's look at that. Now let's talk about how to avoid fraudulent real estate investment. Now there are other regions. Now for the area of for me to be specific and for me not to sound a little bit confusing, I've decided to focus my analysis basically on Ibeju Lekki for today. I'm going to be talking about other places like Ekpe. I'm also going to be talking about the Lekki corridor. I'm going to be talking about the Abramade Sonya. I'm also going to be talking about the other places of the mainland. Yes, I grew up on the mainland, so I have basic knowledge of how investment is being done. So, but today, our area of focus basically is in the area of the Lagos and the Ibeju Lekki corridor. So as God gives us grace and long life, we'll look at other regions. So let's talk about the Ibeju Lekki. So the first thing you obviously want to, just a short video. The first thing you want to do as you are investing in Ibeju Lekki is that do not be greedy. Point number one, do not be greedy. Now, when I talk about greed, a lot of people fail to understand basically is that the industry is the survival of the fittest, and people are always regarded as a big catch in the sense that the industry is likened to an ocean where we have every fisherman trying to get their fishes, and you will understand basically that whoever gets the biggest catch basically have the most attractive food or the most attractive worm that can attract the investors or the fishes. Now, one of the things that every real estate investor needs to understand is that when real estate development companies throw offers at you, some of these offers are tailored to catch your attention. Now, let me also quickly reiterate this fact that I am not saying that every real estate offer that is being presented to you out there are fraudulent. No. What I'm trying to say basically is that majority of these development companies are fully aware of the fact that one of the easiest way that they can get the attention, the trust, and the patronage of diasporan is to create an irresistible offer that will be too good to be ignored. So, point number one, do not be greedy. So, I'm going to log in to my YouTube. So, do not be greedy. Now, there are some important things that I'll be talking about today. Okay? And one of those things I'll be talking about basically is that not every offer is good for investing. Not every offer is good for investing. And I'm going to try as much as just like I did yesterday, I will try as much as I can, okay, to be very brief with this live session, just like I did yesterday. And I'll just give like maybe a 5 minutes question and answer. So if you have your questions, you can drop it on the comment section. You can also send it to me personally if you have been viewing my videos. My number is +234 802 132 7360 +234 if you are a diasporan, okay, add that +234 802 132 7360. I'm going to take the number again, +234, okay, 802 132 7360. That's my number. So you can send me a direct message on WhatsApp for your questions. Trust me, I'll try as much as I can to be very good. So not every offer is to be accepted. Now, when I was giving the instance of the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road yesterday, basically we have first class information as regards what is going on. And I have been in this Ibeju Lekki now for more than 6 years. So if I should tell you that I have an accurate, that does not mean I don't go check other regions. Of course, I'm a real estate practitioner, so I also sell and make safe property recommendations for people that wants to buy Shongotedo, Ibeju Lekki Phase 1, Abramade. I have amazing offers that I'll be sharing in some of our subsequent videos. So I am very wide. Okay, so I also do investment on the mainland, the Mowe, and other parts of the country. So because many people have this assertion that it's only Ibeju Lekki does. No, please, I don't. I do other regions. But the reason why my area of focus is on Ibeju Lekki is due to the fact that I personally, making this video, have been duped. And some of the things I'll be sharing today are the not so good experience. And one of the reasons why I fell into the hands of fraudulent developers basically was that there were some offers, they were so good to be true or too sweet to be ignored. And I paid heavily for it. Now, my own situation was even worse, that it was on the day of allocation. I was fortunate not to have been lynched, okay, by angry Omonile. And the experience today, I find it very difficult to forget it, because it's a terrible experience. We were dehumanized, we were beaten on the day we are supposed to be allocated to our property. And this is one of the reasons why I am more conversant, because you see, if you have had unpleasant situations like this, definitely you want to have a thorough understanding of what actually led to this and how can people avoid, getting themselves in kind of similar situations like that. Be careful of too good to be true offer. So there are some certain places now, so there are some certain prices now that a property will sell for, except if it is a distress sale. So I'm not trying to ignore the fact that there are issues or circumstances whereby someone may be in need of some amount of money and may decide to put up that property for a distress sales. Now, except for rare situations like that, there are some offers that you should run away from as far as Ibeju Lekki is concerned. Any property that is below 15, 18, 20 million in Ibeju Lekki, you should be careful. Why? I will explain. Something happened, though I have a video on this, which I'll be posting probably on Sunday, because a lot of people are still doing enjoying Salah and the likes, and of course I understand. So probably I'll be talking about government documentations in one of my videos, but I'll be talking about what happened in Ibeju Lekki in one of my subsequent videos. Now, something happened not only in the Elerongbe axis. Now, I started calling investors' attention to this, and I think I started doing this last year. If you have been following this channel for quite some time, you will attest to the fact that I started calling real estate investors, more importantly, those who bought properties in the Folu, the Igbogun, the Odiomi, another part of Ibeju Lekki, that if you have an investment there, start doing your documentation, because there were some things I saw last year that I felt it would be very, very helpful to start calling real estate investor. And a similar situation happened in the Lelongbe axis, and people have lost properties. Now, for those who have lost properties, there are some people who will have this mindset that for me not to lose it all, let me find who I can push this property to, so that the person will start facing wahala with the government. And any real estate investment in Ibeju Lekki that does not have a gazette, don't buy. Any property in Ibeju Lekki that does not have a gazette, that does not have a C of O, that does not have a government allocation, that does not have a governor's consent. I'm going to say it again. Any property in Ibeju Lekki that does not have a gazette, a government allocation, a governor's consent, or a C of O right now, don't buy. Now, the reason why I'm saying this basically is that I have a video of what happened in Elenogbe, so I'm not going to be talking about that. I have that video. I'll be posting it by God's grace on Sunday, so that you get to understand why I'm saying this. Now, people who have come to understand that some policies changed at the Ministry of Lands in Alausa, for them not to lose everything, they've decided to do this idea of distress, because they know that many people will jump at offers that are too good to be ignored. So number one, don't be too greedy. Don't be too greedy. If there is an offer that is too good to be true, before you commit your hand-earned money, your hand-earned investments, investigate. Get a surveyor. Let them go and chart it. If it is not a gazette, if it is not a government allocation, if it is not a C of O, if it is not a governor's consent, as long as it is Ibeju Lekki, their diaspora, my brothers and sisters across the world, do not buy. Now, I've seen rare situations whereby there is necessity. Now, if you have bought, this is the way out. If you have bought, like you bought a property in Ibeju Lekki that is excision, hope has not been lost. Hope has not been lost. But what you must do basically is that if you have bought any excised properties in Ibeju Lekki, start working on how to start doing your documents. Larger percent of lands have been collected by Lagos State government in Ibeju Lekki. So you want to investigate and you want to start doing your papers. Do not wait for government to have your time, because the moment government have your time, the case is always a what? An unpleasant one. Point number one. I'll be listing 3 points. So point number one, do not be greedy. Be mindful of too good offers to be ignored. Number two, buy from a proven real estate developer. Buy from a proven real estate developer. Now, the reason why you need, like, I'm going to try as much as I can for this video to be very, very brief. So please bear with me. I don't intend to spend up to an hour on this live session. Now, why do you need to buy from a proven real estate developer? Why? Ibeju Lekki is a location where government interest is clearly seen. It is so obvious that even the blind can see. If that figurative expression is not too ambiguous, but you will agree with me. A lot of transformation will be eating that Ibeju Lekki region. And it will get to a point that those who will survive these transformations are people who are strong in the industry. I'm going to say it again. A lot of, now, if you have observed my model of operation, basically, okay, you will have observed that I am very, very careful of whose property I'm recommending to investors. When I talk about being careful, I'm very, very careful. Why? Because if you have had the kind of experience I had on field, you will understand the reasons why I'm saying this. The Ibeju Lekki that you are seeing in 2025, the Ibeju Lekki that you are seeing in 2028, that you will see in 2028, the Ibeju Lekki that you will see in 2030 will not be the Ibeju Lekki that is now, that you are seeing now. In other words, some of these unproven companies that are selling properties to you now may not survive the test of time. I have seen what circumstances of developers who sold in 2016, developers who sold in 2018, developers who sold in 2019, that today they are nowhere to be found. I've had investors reaching out to me saying, can you help us find this developer? Do you know where this company is? Do you know what is going on? But it's quite unfortunate that most of these guys are off the scene, because what has happened basically is due to the fact that these guys just hit the market because the market was popular, they made money, and they are off the scene. And the situation is even better as of today as at that time. But it is very important to buy from a proven developer because of situations like this. A lot of people have collected money from investors and they are out of the country. The day I had that worst experience, we were supposed to go for an allocation. This is a true life story. We're supposed to go for an allocation, and when we got there, we found out that there were some people on site, and after we did our 1 or 2 due diligence, we were told that these people are the family owners who are the ancestral owners of that property. And I was asking what could have happened. Those guys really dealt with us. I was forced to, it was raining on that day. It was a rainy Saturday on that day. I was made to sit on a mud. If you know that Ibeju Lekki land, some places in Ibeju Lekki, their soil is mud, all those red mud. I sat on that mud. We were humiliated and dehumanized. The ones for real estate investors that were able to survive that situation, I can tell you there's nothing you will tell them that will make them go back there again. So we were dehumanized. I was lucky not to have been lynched, just like I said initially. And after that situation, I was so much interested in that case because, you see, if I experience unpalatable situations like that, I don't let it go. A lot of people said, hey, let's forget it. Thank God it's the property was around 1.5, and the guy said, thank God it's 1.5. I was even happy I didn't invest more. I said, no, not from you. This money I worked for my I worked for my, so I began to dig deep. I went there disguised after a few weeks, and I started doing some investigation, and I found out, what I found out was shocking. Can you believe that the real estate developer has sold out that estate? He has sold out that estate, and he only paid 1.5 million deposits to the family. So there was an amount of money that he was supposed to pay. He was supposed to have even have completed the amount of money he collected from family. This developer didn't do that. And that's why we're dehumanized. So there are some people that are selling land for you that the essay will be sold out and they won't pay families. They won't. And this was when it was clear to me that I have even messed up by even associating myself with that kind of real estate developer. Some people are selfish. Some of them are callous. Some of them are wicked to the point that they don't care what happens to you after they've sold. Their major focus is just the money. To them, it's the money. It's not about your satisfaction. It's not about everything. That's why I said only deal with proven developers. Now, a lot of people have said, but some of these properties are being sold for millions of naira, and these people are offering something cheaper. Remember I said at the commencement of this video that the industry can be described as the survival of the fittest. So be mindful of some offers that are able to call your attention. So I would say it is better for you to buy a property that is expensive and you will have access to your properties years after purchase than to buy a property that is cheap that you won't be able to trace where the developer that sold to you has gone. So I don't want it to be a case of penny wise, pounds foolish. So only proven developers, as long as Ibeju Lekki is concerned. Number 3, which is the final point, I will try as much as I can, okay, to make this video to be very, very brief. Number 3, which is the final one. Now, I'll also be sharing how to avoid fraudulent real estate transaction in other places like the Ibeju axis, the Songotedo axis, the Ebramadesanya axis, the Aja axis, the Ado, the cooperative villa. I'm also going to be talking about Lekki Phase 1 and the likes. And of course, I'll be talking about the Lagos mainland. Now, the reason why the Lagos mainland basically still holds a wonderful record is that some of these fraudulent guys have not shifted their attention to there. That's why sometimes a lot of people will tell you, I prefer the mainland. Be careful of too good to be true offers. Number 3, buy from a developer that has a good track record. Now, when I talk about buying from a developer that has a good track record, there are some real estate companies that it doesn't matter where their property is located. It doesn't matter what must have been ravaging that environment. I'm here saying things to you the way they are. That there are some people that Omonile will never, ever try nonsense with. I'm telling you, there are some real estate companies today that if they say, go and make trouble, once they hear the name of the company, they will say, you are mad. Who want to die? Who want to sleep in police station? So that's why sometimes, permit me to use this word, there are levels in development in Nigeria. There are levels. So there are some companies that you can buy properties today. You can be rest assured that even if you are sleeping and you say you want to go and check your property, nobody will dare mess with you. That's a good track record. Because you see, I've had dealings with Omonile. Some are stressful, some are pleasant, some are, how do I say it now? Some are full of good experiences. Now, it is when I started real estate fully in 2018 that I had to develop a skill, because managing Omonile is a skill. It's a skill. As I'm talking to you right now, I had to turn off my phone. Today is Salah. There are some people that have been calling me that I should send money for their Salah. I had to turn off my phone, the phone that most of them. And when dealing with Omonile, don't give them your major line. If you are watching this video, give them a line that you can afford to turn off. Because you see, my experience in this industry has given me a skill that have intelligently helped me to deal with Omonile. So I can tell you I have a skill to deal with them. Not in the area of violence, so to tactically and diplomatically relate with them. So over time, I've been able to develop those skills. So there have been instances of where Omonile have been troubling, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to be doing a video where I'm going to be talking about how to relate with Omonile, how to know if a place or your estate is being ravaged. Now, today, a lot of people are calling out this particular company that they are selling receipts. I'm not here to defend, though. But I can tell you that one major reasons why they have been unable to allocate is because of the fact that Omonile is showing them hell. You can buy property 6 times from Omonile, I'm telling you. So one of the reasons why allocations are mostly delayed rather, is because of Omonile wahala. Pray you don't encounter them. So that's why sometimes if I want to invest in a region, and I know that region is going to become one of the biggest investment center, it doesn't matter if other companies are selling their own 5 million. Once I have seen a company that has a good track record of managing crisis, I would rather buy from that company. Even that company is selling times 2 of what other people are selling. Because you see, when a real estate developer fixes price, he has calculated the unforeseen expenses that will happen in the later in the future. So it's not about price. It's about track record of. So I can categorically tell you that when it comes to conflict management, some company has it. So, like some of the companies that have been called out, I can tell you, this is not to defend anybody, but I can tell you that the reason why some allocations have not been done today is Omonile related matter. It is Omonile related matter, I can categorically tell you. Me, I've had several experiences, so I can tell you what happens. You can be on one land matter for more than 4 years. You can't. The possibility is so glaring. And that is why I've said that only the known brand, there are some locations that it doesn't matter how much you want to sell. Once I have my knowledge that that place is a place that is being traumatized and being ravaged by Omonile, I would rather buy from a developer who have successfully managed crisis as regards Omonile. There are still several other points that I intend to raise, but I'm going to stop at these 3. Okay? I'm going to take questions within this time. Like I said, I'm going to call out the number in case you're just joining us. The number to send, if you can choose to send, drop your questions on the comments below, or you can send it to me personally on WhatsApp. I don't know, I won't call your name, so it's not necessary for us to call you. So let's talk about, let's take questions, okay? Let us have what you have experienced from real estate companies, more importantly, the ones that have sold Ibeju Lekki to you. So the number to send your questions is +234. Type it. plus 234 802 132 7360. So I'll take the number again. Plus 234 802 132 7360. Paste it. All right, so these are the numbers to send in your questions in case you may not want to drop it on the comment section. I have backloads of questions from yesterday's video, so while we're awaiting other people, I will just quickly respond to that before we take questions. So please kindly let me know where you're joining us from, because today is Salah, and I know many of us are still, dishing out that Salah meat, that beautiful. So I would not want this session to be unnecessarily long, but by the special grace of God, I'm planning to host a big live session on Sunday by 6 p.m. Not this particular Sunday, but I will get the information. I'll get it across to you. It's going to be a live session. You can come in with several questions, several concerns that you may have, and trust me, it's going to be an awesome time. Trust me, I'm ready, fully ready. So we'll take questions. So you talked about the coastal road. For some of us that have bought, are you saying we may lose our property? Okay. Let me just quickly do a recap of some of the things I said. The president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said that there is a setback rule that they plan to enforce. And the Honorable Minister of Works, in the person of Honorable Minister David Umahi, said that they are going to work with state governors and ensure that 500 meters is being enforced as setback. And if you have followed that broadcast as at yesterday, you will notice that the president said this gazetted setback, okay, will be made available. Now, I'm not sure if the enforcement of this setback has been done, or if every publication has been done where people can have access to it. What I did yesterday was to call your attention, okay, to that. This is what the government, the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is what they are planning to enforce. So as you are buying properties along the coastal road, have this in mind, so that if enforcement starts, it will not catch you unaware. That was everything I said that yesterday. And one of the basic recommendations I made was that ensure that you get your plots or acres away as far as possible away from the coastal road alignment. Whether it is going to be 120, whether it's going to be 500, ensure that your plot is far, far away. So I never said they are going to take your land. I never said your investment is not safe. All I said is that, judging from what happened to the landmark beach, I think that it is not wise and advisable to dare this present federal government of Nigeria. That is all I said. So I said, if you can afford to take the risk, you can go ahead. But if you cannot, stay as far as possible from the coastal road alignment. I hope I've been able to attend to that question. So I see a question based on the coastal road. But most of these properties are advertised as C of O. Are you saying this could be a lie? Okay, okay. Let me explain that. Yes, most of these properties are advertised as C of O. And I cannot come out to say that it is a lie or it is a true or it is true. I can't. It is not wise, okay, to publicly make that kind of assertion, because it will seem like you are trying to undermine or spoil another man's efforts in trying to sell. So I'm not making a public assertion whether they are C of O's or not. All I can say basically is that I have personally conducted due diligence on some areas along the coastal roads, and I can tell you that most of these C of O's have not been signed. Some of them have not been signed. So there are some that may have the C of O. Yes, appropriately, it is possible. There are some. So I'm not saying they don't have. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying basically is that even if there is a C of O on it, there are possibilities that the C of O alignment from the coastal road may be far from what is being advertised to you. Because I know that the Lagos state government, okay, that must have signed or given the C of O's, must have taken into cognizance of the possibility of a future enforcement of the setbacks. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So government will not want to be at loggerheads with the federal government. So I can categorically tell you that whichever C of O's that are there, the Lagos state government would have taken cognizance of the fact that there is a coastal road, and there are possibilities that the C of O may be far from what is being advertised to you. So you definitely want to look at that and confirm as you make your purchase. That is that. So why am I having questions? All the questions I've been receiving on the customer, it's good. Because of our time yesterday, we were unable to respond. So I'll take 2 more questions. Can you help me verify a land I bought in Ibeju Lekki? Let me have that phone, please. I'm having some. Okay. So it says, can you help me verify some of the properties I bought? No, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound this offensive, but I've done it in time past. I can tell you it's not a pleasant experience. I'm sorry. I can't. So what I can just do basically is that I will advise, okay, that you get a surveyor to do that and follow the recommendations of your surveyor on what to do. But if it's about doing due diligence for place you have already purchased, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound. I don't want that to sound offensive, but these are just some of our policy regulations. Okay, so I have some questions here on WhatsApp. Okay, I have some questions here on WhatsApp. God help me. All right, so okay, what is this question? Okay, this particular question says, how can I ascertain the genuinity of a property? Okay. And there are several ways of doing this. Please let me attend to them. The boy is fine. So how can I ascertain the genuinity of a property? Okay, you need to check the title first, and you need to confirm, okay, if the developer has the legal right to sell. You know, the way it's been done in this our real estate is that everybody is now into real estate, so it becomes extremely difficult, okay, to know who is who. And that's why it is always advisable to work with people like us. Um, basically, I'm going to quickly say this. Uh, my decision to be very, very strategic about who I work with has been the best. I don't take people for their words. More importantly, some real estate companies, I can't explain some of these things. Of course, I intend to do, I'll be explaining that in subsequent video. There have been several instances, okay, where I have been offered mouth-watering goodies to sacrifice my, will I say, to sacrifice my conscience just to push some brands. I said no. And that is due to the fact that a good name, they say, is better, way, way better than silver and gold. So that is some of it. So if you want to check the genuinity, you need to, that's why sometimes it is not always advisable for you to buy and don't work with experienced people like us. So you after you've bought, you now want us to check. No, I don't want them to to send assassin. I beg. If you have bought, you have bought. Just take it as that and do the recommendations of what I can do basically is just to recommend surveyors that you can work with. Whatsoever that happens between you and the surveyor, basically, it will be your decision. So, but I really don't do that. So, so still on the coastal road, how can we have access to all the alignments? That is why the Lagos State Ministry of Town Planning and Urban Planning is there. It is. And working with a professional, ordinarily, the real estate developer is supposed to be aware of some of this and is supposed to make all this information available at your disposal so that you can easily access this information and make informed decisions. But nevertheless, if you work with professionals, they should be able to give you notable information. Thank you very much, sir. Barika de Salah. Thank you very much, sir. So you should, but basically the way it should be done is that for every layout, there's supposed to be a setback, a region where the road is start. But because of the fact that Nigeria is still a developing country, basically, so some of these things, may probably happen, So, but that is why it's very important to work with experienced brands that can help you take those things off your shoulder. There are some set of people. There are some set of people I've worked with. They'll just say, Adejare, which one would you recommend? I've had people, and I said, buy this, buy this. They don't doubt because before I would say recommend, before I would say buy, we don't do investigation like far, te. So that's, I'm not making mouth. I'm just trying to let you know this is what we do. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you very much. So because of the fact that we are so concerned, my time is almost up. I just have like 5 minutes more on this live broadcast because my salad meat right now is being cooked and I don't want it to get cold. That obviously is on a lighter note. So thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. So I'll be having a video where I'll be talking about estates that I have searched. And you can also verify. Now, every information I share or the recommendations I'll be making, I'll be sharing them with you, okay? You can also verify to confirm the authenticity, whether it is Ibeju Lekki, whether it's on the mainland, whether it's on the island. I'll be giving you the list, so at your leisure time, you can check. If you want a further confirmation, you can. So that will be a separate video, not this particular one, anyway, because of time. So I'll take one more question, then I call it a wrap, and then by God's grace, there's a video where I'll be explaining what government allocation is, what has happened to some portion of land, what you need to do That video is coming on Sunday by God's grace. I'll be posting, I'll be releasing on Sunday. Then we're also going to be having a live session. So this person says, how can I reclaim my property because the developer is not responding? Okay. In a situation when the developer is not responding, I think the first thing you want to do is to confirm if the developer is still even functioning, because many developers that have run into trouble have relocated. A lot of them have run away. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that if you're buying real estate, it's not about money, it's not about price, it's about brand. So when I'm saying buy, it doesn't matter if they're both side by side like this, because mistakes that some real estate investors make is that this person is selling 10 million and this person is selling 20 million. That 10 million gap is a lot of money. But you did not know basically that the one that is selling for 20 million has a higher chances that you will still have access to your property in the future, whereas the one that is selling will probably be presenting an offer just to raise funds and go. So basically, you want to look at all these things, okay, and understand the risk you are getting yourself with. So in this kind of situation, you need to even confirm, okay, if the company is still functioning. Okay, in some cases, most of these companies that have run into different troubles. Sorry, that's my son. It's just calling my attention. So in situations where a lot of them have run into different troubles, they have run, and the ones that are still available have rebranded. That is why you have to be mindful of all these new companies. Most of these new real estate development companies are companies that have duped people and they have changed their name. There are plenty. There are plenty. So that's why I always insist that you only need to work with proven brands. Not everybody, not every company should collect your money in the exchange of selling properties to you. So some of these people have rebranded. These old companies have changed their name, they've changed their location, they've changed their websites. They are the same brand with a different name. So there are a lot of rebranded companies out there who you cannot trace. So what you want to do is you want to confirm, okay, if the company is still existing. Now, the moment you find out your company is existing, please and please, if you can get someone that can help you, more importantly, if you can hire a lawyer, depending, I don't know the extent of the transaction, I don't know the amount involved, but what you should do basically is that you should get a service of a lawyer and take it up with them, or better still, call Scott. Please allow him to come out. Allow him to come out. Rema, let him come. Let him come. So you can seek for the service of Scott. Let him call them out, because that calling out seems to be working wonders. Okay, so that is how far I can go today. I apologize for the noise. That's my boy. He's crying. Thank you very much for everybody that's joined me today. I really appreciate this. Of course, I'm looking forward. So I'll be dropping a video. In case you're watching this and you have not subscribed, please now give us a subscription, like, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video. So I'm going to explain everything you need to know about government allocation in Ibeju Lekki. By the special grace of God, I'll be dropping that video on Sunday, and on Tuesday we're going to continue how to avoid fraudulent transaction in other areas. Thank you very much. I appreciate. God bless you. Baraka desire to all our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world. And if you have slaughtered goats or ram and I have not sensed my own, we will fight. Thank you very much. See you on Sunday. Bye.